The road to hell is paved with good intentions. This video is how I discuss how that principle applies in the political arena and what it basically means. Most of the most horrific things in history started with people who thought they knew how to fix everything, thought they knew how to create a perfect society, thought they knew how to address the needs of the people. And the basic problem is, and why this has never worked, is that man is inherently flawed, and man is inherently individuals. So socialists and communists tend to look at people as a common or a large chunk of individuals. They look at them as a group. They call it the common good or the collective, or the rights of man as a universal thing, not man as an individual thing. So they go forward and they try to create this utopic world for all people because they have this imaginary concept of what all people are. What they fail to realize is that people are, at the root, very individual. And what you might deem to be good, they might deem to be bad. And by trying to force what you think is a common good upon everybody, you have essentially forced your will upon them. And you deny them the freedom to choose their own actions. And they normally respond by rejecting your actions or responding negatively. And depending on how committed you are to your care or your utopic vision, determines how far you're willing to push or punish those who reject your position. And as an end result, you end up, in the worst case examples, having death camps and killing people and imprisoning people or making people disappear, etc., just because they get in the way of your utopic society. And this is ultimately the big problem with large government. Large government assumes its population to be uniform, that everyone is essentially the same. They treat everybody as if they all have the same interests, the same goals, the same dreams in life. They treat them as one entity, as the collective. They're going to help this collective, or the greater good as they refer to it. And they call that social justice. They're going to create social justice. Problem is, what they think is just may not be what another person thinks is just, and the end result of big government is always the same: an oppressive system where people are subjugated and punished for disagreeing with the government, disagreeing with those in power. And their intentions may be entirely honorable, but they can create a hell in the process of trying to get there. Hence, the road to hell is paved with good intentions. Exactly. Now, why is small government better than big government? Well, first off, humans are inherently flawed. Not only are we individuals, but we're inherently flawed. What one person wants may not be the same thing as what somebody else wants. So, as an inherently flawed beings, when you put more and more power into the hands of fewer and fewer people, the more damage these people can do to others with their flaws. And the more committed these people are to their flaws, the more damage they'll do indeed. In addition. So, the ultimate reasoning for small government is you keep the flaws of the individual to a minimum in affecting other people. If you have fewer people in charge, if you have smaller government, you have less power for those in charge to implement their flaws upon the rest of the population, their vision of a utopic society upon the rest of the population, and the end result is people have more freedom to be themselves and less to fear from the federal government. Socialists, if you read and listen to what they say, think of themselves as the ultimate arbiter of what's good and bad in every matter. That they have the cures for everything, and they're going to impose them upon you because you're either too stupid to realize that they have the cure for everything, or you are just opposing progress you know, because you're evil and greedy and fill in the blank with whatever interests you have because your interests aren't matching theirs. And this is ultimately a problem because, like I said, they may have good intentions, but in the process of creating these good intentions, they will create a hell here in the United States. And a lot of people will suffer. And of course, they'll never accept the blame. Thank you very much. Have yourself a good day, and God bless.